Hi Sagittarius, I'm Becky and welcome to your August 2017 AngelScope Love Focus. Today we're going to be using 3 decks to get our messages from the angels. The first deck is Wheel of the Year Tarot, a beautiful deck, one of my favorites. Beautiful, beautiful pictures and colors, very chatty indeed. We will be crowning the reading today with one card from Doreen Virtue's The Romance Angels Oracle cards. And I always give the last word of the reading to the angels, and we will be choosing one, or they will be choosing one to show us a little bit later today from Messages from Your Angels, also by Doreen Virtue. Beautiful cards. Many angels. We'll see which one wants to come forward for you, dear Sagittarius. Now, we're going to be using a 5-card spread today, and as we do the reading, I'll be explaining each position of that spread. Now, what I want to make sure you understand is that not all of the messages today are going to resonate with you. And that's because we're reading for so many Sagittarius people in this reading today. And so they're all on different paths, making different choices in life and different lessons learned as they're going along these paths. So it's not going to apply to everybody. But my wish is that you will be able to get much help from this particular reading today. Now, whenever you approach a reading or anything else in life, I always say it's best to listen to it and then take what you will from it and leave the rest behind. So remember, take what you will and leave the rest. And that's because the other things, as we said, that may not resonate with you are meant to be heard by other Sagittarians who are tuning into the channel. Okay, now who is this reading about? This reading is about you and whoever was foremost in your mind at the moment you came to this reading today. If you do not have anyone in particular in mind right now, well, that's okay too, because you will soon. But what we want to say for you is, as we go through these energies today, try and see if you can see them as general readings circling around you in the month of August. Now, it's always your choice whether or not you choose to work with the energies that we see here today or not. And that is always up to you. You always have free will, and that is your birthright from Source. So just remember that. And we do have 2 eclipses here in August. I believe one's coming up fairly soon, the lunar eclipse, around the 7th, I believe, of August. And there's another one toward the end of the month, the solar eclipse, the new moon solar eclipse. And I'm going to say, I don't know for sure the date. You'll have to check with the astrologers on YouTube here. But it may be around the 23rd or so. And it will be visible for the first time in, I think, a century here in the United States where I am reading. All right. I think that's just about it. I've already created our sacred space and we're ready to go. Angels, we're here today and we're reading for Sagittarius angels for August 2017. What is the general situation between Sagittarius and the person that they're thinking of today, angels? The one person that's been on their mind. All right. Angels, how does that person feel about Sagittarius? Thank you. Angels, how does Sagittarius really feel about that other person? How do they really feel? They may not know. You want me to? Okay. All right. And angels, we would also like to know, what are the obstacles to Sagittarius and this other person coming together? Just one card if possible, angels. What are the obstacles to Sagittarius and this other person coming together? What are the obstacles? The obstacles, angels. What are the obstacle, I should say. What are the obstacles, or there it is. Thank you, angels. And you still want me to come with, oh, okay, we'll do 2. All right. And then the very last card, angels, we want to know what is, there it is, the general outcome or advice. Okay. And we've got a card symbolizing the underlying energies of the reading today. All right, so let's just look at the cards for just a brief moment. Here we've got the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. In the second position, we have Queen of Pentacles. lovely queen. In the third position today, excuse me, we have the Nine of Swords and the King of Cups. The Nine of Swords and the King of Cups. In the fourth position, we have the Six of Pentacles and we have the King of Pentacles. Very interesting. Very, very wonderful king. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And in the last position, I should say, the fifth position here in the spread, we've got the Seven of Cups. Beautiful card in this deck. Now, the overlying reading or underlying reading in your reading today, Sagittarius, the energy is of the Three of Pentacles. So we're going to be talking about that. I just heard work in progress, work in progress. All right, so maybe it is a work in progress, Sagittarius. Let's get started. Now, when you came to the reading today, we asked the angels to tell us what is the general situation between you and the person that's foremost in your mind. You do not have to be in any kind of formal relationship with this person. Maybe you're not even speaking to them at the present moment, excuse me. But it looks like to me there's something that's gone on. It looks like the situation is this. You can see this lovely young lady, and she's got 5 cups, and they're all spilled. Well, she looks a little bit upset, wouldn't you say? I would have to say something has happened, Sagittarius, between you and this other person. Yes, they're not a new person. You've known them. You're thinking about them. Something has happened, which has caused some kind of a separation, or some kind of anxiety, or some kind of notion, either on your part or their part, that there's been, you know, some sort of problem in this relationship where it's been disrupted in some way. I mean, you can tell that by looking at these cups. They're all spilled. I think somebody's probably thinking it's whatever's gone on, it can't be brought back. It's too late. Oh my goodness. She's very, very stressed out. What can I do? I regret something, or maybe the other person regrets something you're thinking. Maybe they're sorry for whatever happened, and they're worried that they can't repair that. They're worried that the love that was in these 5 cups is now gone. And they're very stressed over it. And it could be some depression about that. There could be some anxiety about that, either on your part, their part, or both parts, Sagittarius. But generally, if this is the underlying situation, something's happened. There's been some kind of a disruption, some kind of a rupture. We're not saying it's permanent. We're saying either someone has had to leave the situation, someone's had to leave and caused anxiety about, oh no, will this person return? I'm lonely. I don't have this person with me. Was it something I said? Was it something I did? Or perhaps it was on their part. Maybe you had to step away from a situation. We just don't know. Let's get a clarifier on that. That's going to help us. Let's put the pentacles down. Okay, angels, we need a clarifier for the 5 of Cups, the general situation. Angels, can you give us a, no, that's not it. Okay, give us some air. Okay, oh, that's too many, angels. Can you just give us one clarifier to help us with the 5 of Cups, to clarify what that means? One card, angels. One there, that's it. Okay, let's take a look at what they have told us here. Okay, my guess is somebody's gone off to work somewhere. Maybe they've left the scene, maybe they've moved and they're far away, and it's causing some anxiety in the person that's left behind, like, oh, I feel bereft, my love is not here, where are they? And the other person in this situation, whether it is you, Sagittarius, or the person you're thinking about, because the energies can work both ways, has left. And why have they left? Well, we're looking here at the 4 of Pentacles. Now, if we look here, we'll see this gentleman. He's clutching this bag for dear life. He's got all of his treasures piled into it, and he's got 4 coins, 4 pentacles that have dropped. Now, keep in mind, the pentacles are not always money. Sometimes they refer to some sort of spiritual connection, something spiritual. But just remember this, money is, in essence, stored energy. It's the energy you have put in to earn these gold coins, and the energy is stored there so that you can use that energy later in exchange for something else. So I'm seeing this as somebody simply just had to leave to go to work, or somebody's working so hard, or somebody's traveling for work. Do I see any travel cards here? Let me just take a look. No, I don't see any particular travel cards here. So maybe somebody just had to move. Or we could read this as this person focused on acquiring stability, balance even in his or her situation regarding wealth, abundant, not just money wealth, but I mean enough to take care of themselves. Stability, that's the word I'm trying to say. I couldn't get that out. Stability. This person is so focused on acquiring enough, whatever that means to that person, in whatever way it comes. Money, jewels, gems, that's the symbol here, but that's not necessarily how it is in the world. Maybe they're trying to establish a home and they're trying to get enough money for that because they don't feel like they can be with you if they are not settled, so to speak, and independent, and have provided, for themselves enough to incorporate someone into their life. But whatever it is, this gentleman here, he's clutching that bag and he's closing off his heart. He's holding on to it. He doesn't want to let it go. Someone maybe has shut down in some way. They may have shut down somehow spiritually. There may be a spiritual disconnect between two belief systems here where, the other person is just not willing. He's looking away, as you see, not willing, to work on that, or to work together on that, or see eye to eye on that, or even be able to negotiate on that point. It's possible. But my guess, it could be just this other person, or you, Sagittarius, I don't know which way it's going to go, has been trying to establish yourself, or they've been trying to do that, and a stabilized lifestyle, either buying a home or settling down or acquiring enough wealth in the 3D reality we all inhabit in order to feel, I just heard, feel worthy to present themselves in relationship with you. But this is causing great anxiety because there's a misunderstanding about why this situation is going on. And this is exactly why. There's an element of fear in this card, fear of not having enough, fear of not enough, whether it's physical, spiritual, or whether it's I just heard self-reflective, whether the person feels like somehow they're not enough. They feel on a personal, deep, personal, emotional level that they're not enough. And so they're trying to fill that void up so that they feel worthy and even secure enough to proceed to the Six of Cups, which I don't see in the spread today, but the next card after the 5 is the reunion card of two souls. So we're not saying this is permanent. We're just saying there's been sort of a disruption there. Okay, and that was our clarifier, so we'll go ahead and put that on top. All right, so let's go to the next card. Now we asked Spirit, how is this person feeling toward Sagittarius? And this is what we have. Listen, this person, I'm not to the card yet, but the King has come out, and we'll get to him in just a moment. But I'm going to have to jump ahead. This person, represented by the 4 of Pentacles, sees you, my dear Sagittarius, as this. Now, gender does not matter in the general readings. This could be a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. But the other person in the reading, this person here who's feeling not enough, sees you as a princess. Not even a princess, a queen. This is the Queen of Pentacles. He sees you as generous. He sees you as gracious. He sees you as enjoying the luxuries of this life that we are in now, in this universe that we inhabit now. He sees you as someone who likes to entertain, someone who likes to have nice dinners and nice things and appreciate. someone who appreciates the fineries of life and enjoys them thoroughly. Someone who's grounded, who already has enough in her own right. She is a queen. She's, look at that. This particular box is full. And it's full not only of money, so to speak, or physical wealth, but it's also full of spiritual wealth. And this poor man, he just can't approach. He feels somehow he's not quite ready. But look what we've got here, ladies and gentlemen, Sagittarius, look at that. He wants to collect enough of this so that he is your king. And so I'm seeing it's not as if he doesn't, we'll put it like this so you can see. It's not as if he doesn't want to approach. He's just not feeling that he's ready, or that he would almost be doing, I don't want to say an injustice, but he would be acting too soon if he tried to approach and take things to the next level. But he's scurried off to acquire all this stuff, whether he is conscious of it in his conscious mind or not. He's trying to become this, so that when he feels like he's gotten this, he's achieved this from this struggle, and trying to accumulate his position in society, or basically his self-worth. Let's just put it that way. This is self-worth. He's clutching, trying to accumulate, fill that void up in him. Who knows why? Or he or she, these genders go either way. But when this person feels like he's attained this and he's stable, he's grounded, he's sitting on his throne, he's going to make an offer, Sagittarius. At least that's how he sees you, as a queen worthy of this offer. Okay? So let's go ahead and put these cards back like we had them, and we'll get to that king again. All right, so then we ask Spirit and the angels, how do you see this man or this woman? Well, Sagittarius, this person has caused you a mess of anxiety. Here we have the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Swords are usually mental energy. In fact, they almost always are mental energy, verbal energy. They can be communication. They can be fears. And in this case, the Nine of Swords is the high anxiety card. The high anxiety card. And sure enough, I'm not surprised, Sagittarius, because somehow I got the feeling this was you. This card, the Five of Cups, was you. So you're looking at this person here and you're saying, you know what? Look what, I'm freaked out. I'm panicked. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should call. Should I text? Should I do this? Should I do that? And so Spirit says, nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Why? Don't do that. Don't do that. Just really get control of your mental state. Get control of your emotional state. Get control. Master it. That's the lesson. I just heard that's the lesson that you're learning through this experience, Sagittarius, is that how to calm your fears, stop negative self-talk, reaffirm that you, Sagittarius, are worthy of a king. You are worthy of a king, and you in your own right, are worthy of a beautiful, beautiful love, a perfect match for you, Sagittarius. So the message is here, Sagittarius. Control your panic. It's just a fear. Even if this person is not the one for you, one is coming. And this king in some way may represent, someone else that might be in the picture. There may be someone else in the picture. If so, he could be a water sign, which is symbolized by the cups. But maybe you're, in a way, Sagittarius, maybe you're hoping your scared, clutching, desperately feeling inadequate person that you're thinking about, actually transforms himself into that king. That's what you're hoping to see in him. But, what you're seeing right now is what the situation has been. So you're not seeing your king, Sagittarius. You're seeing this. And it's really upsetting you and freaking you out, so to speak. And so there's a lesson there. Calm yourself, Sagittarius. Really, you've got to understand you, Sagittarius, are worthy of great love. You are worthy of great love, and you don't have to do anything to be worthy of it. You're born worthy of it. That is your birthright. But that's what's happened here. But I wouldn't panic. This particular person, whoever's involved in this, really does think you're just fabulous. You've got it all. You've the perfect package. They're thinking that. I think it's their own self-image that's coming into play here. And then we ask the angels to tell us, what is the what are the obstacles for Sagittarius and this person to form some kind of connection, whether it's a traditional relationship or a marriage or like a marriage, or whether it's just, dating, we don't know. Wherever all the Sagittarians are, you're all at different levels. Maybe it looks like you were somehow involved with this person, and then it has now stopped for whatever reason. We've already talked about that. So the advice from Spirit is this. Let's look at the cards first. We've got 6 of Pentacles here. Now, if you look carefully, you will see a very well-dressed, wealthy man carrying a heavy bag full to the brim of these pentacles. Now remember, pentacles are also energy, stored energy. They're also spirituality, spiritual energy, a connection spiritually. So what we see here is, yes, he's nourishing these poverty-stricken people, these poor people, on the physical level by giving them coins, money, he's giving that to help them. So not really, well, kind of like a charity situation, but he's creating this giving, this feeling of giving. But look at that expression on his face. Yes, he is giving. Yes, they are receiving. And on the material plane, it looks like they need money for their well-being, and he's donating because he's a generous soul. But actually, by giving to them, and by them allowing this giving, it nourishes this man's soul. It nourishes this man's soul. So the card is one of give and take. But in the end, all spiritual exchange is balanced, because his soul grows and is nourished by feeling like he has given to these people. And by their receiving, they're actually giving back to him. So this is almost a card of balance, of spiritual balance as well. There's a balance of give and take. So my guess is, when this involvement was going on, however it was, whatever characteristics it had, there might have been a situation where there was an imbalance of the give and take. Now, as we all know, in relationships, it may be one person is giving more than the other, has to for a while, and then the other will reciprocate later and be the one that's giving more. It may be 50-50. And that's great. It may end up being 60-40 for a while, but then it'll even out later on, depending on, the events that transpire in our lifetimes as we're going through life. So basically, it's a give and take, and it's a balance of give and take. It's an exchange, yes, but it's nourishment on both sides, spiritual nourishment. So my guess is there was an imbalance, and Spirit says yes. And what does Spirit say also? Here's that King of Pentacles that we looked at before, okay? So the obstacle to you or the other person offering or receiving the offer, giving or receiving this offer, whatever the offer is, the block, I'm sorry, I just went blank. The block from receiving any kind of offer is because there was an imbalance in the giving and the taking, and probably that's what we're seeing here. That's what we're seeing here. This man is closed down. He's not giving anything. Look at that. He's clutching that bag. He's not giving anything to anybody, and that's that. So even spiritually, even it may have been, there was, the spiritual connection was not flowing. Okay, so here's the obstacle. There has to be a reestablishment of equal give and take, or a flow of give and take, where in the end it does equal out. At least these souls are open to one another and communicating and deriving great joy from it. I mean, these people are just overwhelmed with joy. He's just giving them gold. And this heart in this man is filled to the brim with all kinds of blessings and good feelings because he has been able to help. And so they have, in effect, given back to him. So there's a bit of an imbalance in this give and take situation. Now, what is the advice or the overall outcome? All right, Sagittarius, the card here we have is the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a card of many things to choose from. And the message is, choose wisely from all of these cups in front of you. It looks like there's a decision that has to be made, or not necessarily a decision, but a choice that has to be made. And maybe the choice is, do I try to pick up these cups and continue to work on this, or what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Or maybe there's another interesting offer or interesting person that's in my sphere, so to speak. Maybe I should explore this, or maybe I should work more on this and try to manifest this. It's a choice, Sagittarius. Or maybe I should just let that go, learn from it, and go break free from it, whatever it was, Sagittarius. I can't see that here because this is a general reading. But basically, Spirit says, remain grounded because you're kind of up in the air about what to do. Remain grounded. Try to be clear thinking. Now, I know it's very hard because you're just like, oh my Lord. Either the other person freaked out, or you're freaked out, or you're both freaked out and worried, anxiety-ridden. I guess it's you, Sagittarius. So you're going to have to ground yourself and try to think clearly. You can clear your mind, clear your thoughts with meditations. There's so many on YouTube. Find one that resonates and do it as a daily practice. Remember to speak positively to yourself when you're thinking thoughts in your head. If you catch yourself thinking, oh, this will never work, that'll never work, stop. Become aware that you've just thought a negative thought. We call it negative self-talk. And switch that into some kind of a positive affirmation, such as, good always finds me. My highest good and true love is coming to me now, and I give thanks for it. Whatever affirmations you can say to counteract your negative thought, and you're going to have to make a choice. And you're a little bit confused. But Spirit saying, any of these 7 cups, that's up to you, Sagittarius, because you've got to choose your path. Now, you're co-creating with God, Source, Creator, as we see here. But you still got to make the choice and decide which way you want to go. Let's look at the underlying energy of the reading. We have the 3 of Pentacles, and I think you can see this well enough. I'm trying to hold all these cards. Now, let's look at the 3 of Pentacles, Sagittarius. This is the Master. The Master. He is creating a masterpiece. He is the Master Creator. In terms of this beautiful masterpiece, it's a work in progress, but he also has help. You can't see them in this deck, but in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, we have 2 very wealthy patrons who are watching the artist create the work of art that they have commissioned. So in some ways, the 3 of Pentacles may be a collaborative effort, some kind of collaborative effort. And I see this as you, Sagittarius, and you're working, I just heard you're working on yourself, yes, but you're also working on this masterpiece. And it's going to help you decide which way you want to go. It really is. You're creating your own story here, Sagittarius, and you have got to make that decision, which one of these cups are you going to take. But nonetheless, this is a work in progress. That's what I heard when we first came into this reading today. It's a work in progress. And whether that means with the person you've already been in some kind of connection with or involvement with. And so we have to give that time to develop, or give it time to, to clear your mind and decide how you want to proceed. It's some kind of collaborative effort to generate this work in progress, whether it's with that other person or, it may be with a new one. And we don't know that yet. For some of you, it could be a new person. All right? Okay. Now, let's ask the romance angels. Romance angels, we are asking for help with Sagittarius. There's so many tuning in, and they want to know what is the best advice you can give them regarding this situation that has presented itself in the cards today. Angels, what should Sagittarius know? Romance angels. No, that's too many. Romance angels, what should Sagittarius... That's the one. Okay. Yep, that's what we said, Sagittarius, and you cannot make this up. I don't care what. You can't make this up. That just confirms what we said over here. The card you have says finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And we have got two cards that tend to speak to that somewhat. I don't know if you can see. There you can. Maybe you can see all of those. I hope you can. All right. So what the romance angels and the archangels are saying to us today is that indeed there was some sort of financial matter. I'm talking financial in our 3D reality in this universe, in the concrete, universe that we live in now. And these financial issues have influenced probably what you thought was going to go forward, but it cannot at this time, but it could later on when this balance is achieved and when choices are made and offers are given. All right, so it's not necessarily forever. This is just for now. And it will be your choice, Sagittarius, how you want to proceed. Now let's get the last word today from Doreen Virtue's Messages from Your Angels. Angel Sagittarius would very much like to get a message today regarding the overall... Oh, that one came fast. Okay, angels, let's see what it is. Okay, Sagittarius, we have... Let me put this one here. We have Yvonne. Now, Yvonne is, it says, you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Okay, what I just heard, it seems like it wouldn't connect, but what I just heard was to help you, Sagittarius, cope with this high anxiety and fears and sleepless nights and just feeling like you're losing it sometimes. Maybe even, a little bit of emotional, there could be some tears, there could be some regret, there could be some of all of this. To work through this, if you've got a pet, pets are a very good therapy. A very good therapy. They are. They even use them, as you know, I'm sure, in situations in hospitals and clinics where they have pets that they bring in that are help to, and they visit with the sick, these animals, and the people are able to pet them, and it creates a healing. It really does. It creates a healing energy. So I think what Spirit is saying, for now, while you're working through this, until it becomes clear how you want to go, until maybe something improves and an offer is made or someone else shows up, go ahead and try to get out of this mess, this thinking that you're in, Sagittarius, and you may be able to use, you know, the love of these beautiful creatures to reaffirm to your soul that you are indeed a lovable person who has much love to offer others. And you will indeed get your true love. You will. It is your birthright, and you just have to continue to call that in. But clear your energy, Sagittarius, of this distressing energy that you're feeling. Clear that out so that you can welcome in something just glorious. Okay? And the best way, Spirit is saying, if you do have access to a beautiful pet, a beautiful soul who's your companion as we go through this life, talk to them and hold them, be with them, and accept their love. Accept the love that they're giving you. Instead of closing off like this to others offering you love, accept the love because it is pure and it's unconditional, and it will provide healing. It will provide healing emotionally at this time. All right, so that's the reading today, Sagittarius. I want to thank you for joining me today. It's been a great pleasure to read for you and a great honor. I will be back in the mid-month with an additional short reading, so you might want to tune in for that. But what I want to leave you with today is this. And what I want to leave you with is a little bit of a blessing. And I want to say to you, Sagittarius, I wish you peace and richest blessings and great love beyond your wildest dreams. And so it is.